what's the matter? What is it? New for you Saturday? My God.
Welcome back to the Black Bastard Video Podcast. It's your host, Max Road, the video hunting shark, rewinding tapes, checking out trailers, and getting rid of videos we no longer want nor need. The Goonies ain't one of them. Said it 3 times because it's being played 3 times on LASERDISC, VHS, and DVD. Alright, so we're going to go through LASERDISC. That's right, we're laser focused. We're going to be laser focused until the end of the season because, give or take, I got about 1,400 LASERDISC to go through. And it's not a heap or keep. There may be a few that I'm just like on the fence about, but for the most part, the heap or keep episode is in the bag. We did our spring cleaning. And all the LASERDISC I'm going to show you are the ones that I really adore. All right, so this wasn't the heap or keep. This wasn't the heap or keep, but I had 2 copies. So I'm going to keep this copy, which is open sealed. Shrink wrap is still on there, of Billy Bathgate. So we're going through the B's right now. This was also another heap or keep. This is my 3rd copy of the Birds. The sucky thing about this is when I have to put everything back, I gotta re-alphabetize because I'm not gonna like make sure I keep them in alphabetical order as I do this. This was a sealed copy that I'm glad. I don't know. I wish I kind of kept sealed because it looks so pristine. It's still pristine. It's still mint. But it was awesome when it was still in the shrink. That's Birdman of Alcatraz. We already talked about this. Black Rain. It's raining outside right now. That's why I threw on the Goonies. Now, not every single LASERDISC I show you I've seen. I haven't seen everything. A lot of these LASERDISCs I got because I like the cover and the vibe. Like I like pirate movies, right? As long as it's not Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirate movie. You got Blackbeard's Ghost. I'm going to put that on the watch list. I'm going to do a double feature today. I'm going to go from the Goonies into Blackbeard Ghost. Maybe I'll even do a triple feature. The Goonies, Blackbeard Ghost, into George's Island. Let me turn this down. Because there's no way in hell I can keep... I can't keep the LASERDISC, the VHS, and the DVD at perfect timing. They're not timed the same. So one's going to start dragging ass. And I'm going to hear doubles. So, for the warmth, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to keep the VHS going in the background. Volume, sound-wise. This scene right here, the whole marijuana, cocaine, you know, I'm learning Spanish lately. And not lately, I've been, for the last 10 years, give or take, I've been trying to understand Spanish and speak Spanish. And it's becoming less of a foreign language to me. Like, when I was younger and I seen this scene, I wouldn't understand anything he's saying. if it wasn't for the subtitles. But now it's really just starting to click. It's not as complicated as it once was. If you guys are wondering what is said on there. I want to be alone. I want to be alone, utterly alone. You've already shown us this, don't you remember? When you did your whole futuristic movie thing. That's how girlfriends are. When you're trying to show them cool stuff that you already shown. It's like, you already taken me here, remember? You told me the whole story when you came here when you were 8 with your mom and you had ice cream. Alright, yeah, I do remember you. Now that yeah, I did tell you, you know, but you don't have to like spit my story back at me and make me feel weird. I'm not trying to make you feel weird. It's just that you've already shown me this. Alright. I've shown you every trick in my bag, man. Like, hey, I'm not a deep well of knowledge, okay? We got Blame It on Rio. I first got this on VHS. And I didn't know what it was about. But I seen a happy fish. I was like, I gotta get it. And since then, I've acquired not just the VHS, the LASERDISC. I got the soundtrack vinyl as well. We got Blank Check. God, do I need one of those right now. Great flick, great freaking flick. I have it on VHS. That's the only way I've watched it is on VHS. And when I come into a substantial amount of money, I'll watch the movie. But right now, I ain't into no substantial amount of money. And I'll just be like, I'm jealous of this 10-year-old boy having the time of his life. You got Blind Fury. You're blind, G. You're blind to the fact. Rucker Howard. Alright, as I go through these, I'll tell you which ones I've seen and I haven't seen. I haven't seen Blind Fury. Maybe I have. And just... I know Blind Fury. I know about it. He's blind. He has a sword. It's Rucker Howard. That's scary. We got Blind Side. Can we go with a third blind movie? Blind Man's Bluff. We got Blood and Sand. This is on the chopping block. Nah, it's not. But I'm just in like a background vibe kind of mood. A silent film is the way to go. I think this is a silent film. Yeah, 1922, right? They didn't have talkies back then. I heard this is a good movie. It's Brian De Palma, right? Yeah. Hey, give it a shot. I'll put that on the watch list. I ain't trying to listen to some jive-ass preacher talk to me about heaven and hell. Jake, you get wise. You get to church. This image right here is tattooed in the back of my mind. Because we had the soundtrack when I was a kid. The vinyl is the exact same as this, right? Isn't it? Am I wrong? No, I'm wrong. Right? Yeah, you're wrong, right? I think the vinyl record is Elwood standing there looking cool, leaning against the car. And Jake is on top of the car, chilling. I had a cop car. And it's gone now. It's gone. And I wrote it I drove that cop car pretty much like the Blues Brothers. It was like there was no other way to drive it. I had great memories. I got it right before, no, right as, I don't want to say the C word, as 2020, the battle days. Right when the battle days of 2020 were kicking off, I got a cop car. I remember like the first day I was in that cop car, like around the first like week. I'm driving I'm driving through San Francisco City College district, and there's this minivan in front of me. You know, I'm being patient. All of a sudden the minivan just pulls over. I'm just like, the hell are you doing? I realized they thought I was a cop. They let me pass. I was like, this car's amazing. But then after a while, it's just, you get sick of, you're not on the cool side anymore. You know, you're not on the cool side of people. You're not cool. When you show up, it's just like, I thought you were a cop. Like, all the homies would say shit like that. Right? But like, let me be frank with you. White men, all right? White men would always want to talk to me about the car. Like, they were never shook about a cop car. They were attracted to it. Like, oh man, dude, Blues Brothers. It's like, I'm trying to talk to you, man. Leave me alone. Honestly, I got the car because, not just for Blues Brothers, I got it for, that's the V8 Interceptor from Mad Max. But yeah, I got tired of terrifying people like the mom in the minivan, you know. So yeah, the cop car was a gift and a curse, and now that it's gone, it's like, to be honest, it's like a weight lift off my shoulder. Like, okay, man, I'm not, you know, I don't look like I'm on the good side of the law whilst being on the bad side of the law. I'm not a cop, okay? I'm not a cop. I'm also not one of you either. You know what I feel like? I feel like Travis Bickle. Sometimes. I feel like Travis Bickle. You know, I'm not, what's his name? Slick? What is Harvey Keitel's? Shorty? I think it's Shorty. I'm not Shorty. I'm not Shorty the pimp, right? But I'm also not a cop. You know, that's one scene that, like, really pissed me off. Because I've been there. When you just like, yeah, I dress square. I'm not dressed like you. A pimp standing in a doorway, pimping out a 14-year-old. But I'm also not a cop either. I'm a hero. In the end, I'm just a hero. Blue Velvet. You ever feel like that? Where you're just like, you're cool, but you're not hip. But he called her out on that in that movie, right? On Taxi Driver. That's a great scene. When Travis Bickle, like, puts her in her place, and you think you're cool, you think you're hip. You know, what you're doing is wrong. And it's like in that moment, you're like, yeah, Travis Bickle is the coolest out of all you. He's the coolest. The Blue Angel. Once again, I like flicks like this. This was a good movie. Like, I don't remember it from beginning to end, but there was some subject matter throughout the film that were very modern. You want to know what the Blue Angel's about? Look it up. Okay. I don't retain much knowledge, okay? I don't retain any of this stuff. I had to watch Goonies 50 times to understand the story, okay? All right, so we're in season 2 of Black Bastard Video Podcast, but let me hip you to this, Jack, that this is really season 3. Black Bastard Video Podcast started about 2 to 3 years ago. And before that, it was the Fresh Box Podcast. Now, those were, like, I'm still rusty. I'm still not good at podcasting, you know? I do my best. But I really wasn't focused on, like, how I wanted to present myself, how I wanted to, I would, honestly, I'm not really a show-offy type of guy, right? I'm not really show-offy. All right, which one is dragging ass? Yeah, the DVD's always going to run faster. Oh, I'm wrong. VHS is running fast. And pull. Go. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm not really show-offy. You know, it took me some... Because, all right, I don't want to go, like, I have this, I have that, I have this, I have that, you know. Because there's the have and have-nots. And I'm both, okay? I'm both. I have, but I don't have everything. I know, I don't know everything. So yeah, like I was saying, this is really the third and a half season of Black Bastard Video. Why am I bringing that up? Because I'm going to have to tell a story that I've already told, or a theory I've already told, excuse me. But I'm going to do it again. But I love being transparent and not being phony and acting like this is something, you know, that I'm just like saying for the first time. All right, so here's my theory. I've already said on a previous podcast that no one's ever going to see it. All right, so my theory is this. Indiana Jones is Mike Walsh's dad. Mr. Walsh is Indiana Jones. And Data's dad, right? Data's dad is Short Round. All right. How's that? I'll tell you how that is. Okay. At the end of Indiana Jones Part 2, which is Part 1, Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, which is a prequel. All right, the movie starts off there in San Francisco, right? At City Hall, City Hall, San Francisco. and then it ends when they go back to San Francisco at the end. Now I'm theorizing they go back to San Francisco. It doesn't actually show them going back to San Francisco, but yeah, let's say they go back to San Francisco at the very end. Oh, and Mike Walsh's mom, that's Billy, the lounge singer. So this is in Astoria, right? Astoria, San Francisco, not too far away. And they went to San Francisco. They moved out to Astoria. They had kids. Short Round had data, and Indiana Jones changed his name. Of course, he changed his name, right? And yeah, he had Mike Walsh. But where do you get this from? I mean, all right. Look at Mike Walsh and look at Indiana Jones as a teacher. They look exactly the same. I know their ages don't match up. All right, let's say that Mike Walsh is Indiana Jones' son. Let's say that. There you go. Yeah, that's Indiana Jones' son. Right? Mike Walsh's dad is how old? It's 1985. He could have been born in 55, right? 30 years old? He was about 30, right? Yeah. Yeah. There you go. All right. Mike Walsh's dad, Mr. Walsh, is not Indiana Jones. That's the son of Indiana Jones. Anyway. All right. Boomerang. Does this fool got a soul patch? He's got a soul patch, huh? I have so many movies in my collection that it's just like Boomerang. I'm going to eventually watch it. I just need the right date. I need the right time, and the right time hasn't come. It's been in my collection for like 4 or 5 years, and I'm just like, every time not Boomerang, not watching Boomerang today, not doing it. Bonnie and Clyde. Man, I haven't been in a relationship where it doesn't turn into Bonnie and Clyde or Mickey and Mallory Knox, Natural Born Killers. Like, I cannot be in a non-toxic relationship. I just can't. Every single time it's me against the world, me and my girlfriend attitude. Got Boys in the Hood. Got Boys in the Hood. This is a Heaper Keep. Boxing Helena. It's from the Video House. It's an ex-rental Video House. Imagine me trying to Google Video House. How would I find that? Video House, ex-rental. Guess I can go to Yelp. Might luck out if I go to Yelp. Hey, it's been a couple of days since I podcast, okay? If I come off kind of rambly, excuse me, man. Like, and I just woke up. The coffee's not hitting yet. Maybe the coffee is hitting. You know, I'm at the... You're so high, you wouldn't even know it. Not that bad. Retail costs $40. Our price $38. Oh, I'm saving $2. Blue in the face. Man, this is one of those movies where I'm like, oh, so I'm a Californian, okay? I don't know what the hell's going on out there. Like, I don't know what it's like to grow up in Brooklyn. That's an entire world I have no connection to. But when you watch movies like this, you're like, oh, the whole world doesn't take place in California. There's a bigger world out there. I mean, of course I've visited places, but I mean like living somewhere. You know, all I know is California. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing. This movie is so crazy. And I never even seen it. I'm just talking from the trailers. This is one of those, I'm at the end of the rainbow and there's nothing. I got it for $1.50. And this is the time period. I wouldn't buy this today. Would not buy this. But it was a beginning of LaserDisc collecting. And for all you newbies out there, you know what I'm talking about. With VHS tapes, LaserDisc, or what have you. It could be, I don't know, Blu-rays, DVDs, 4K, whatever. You're just like, I want everything on that format, and I can't say no. And this is one of those. I ain't gonna get rid of it, but I'm also never going to watch it. Best little whorehouse in Texas. Put this on the watch list. Brain Scan. Great flick. Brainstorm. Going on the watch list. Now that's how you do a gatefold, you know what I'm saying? That's how it's done. That is how it's done. How gorgeous is that, man? I don't even know. I don't even know why I have this. I just like must have blacked out one day and just once again. If it's LaserDisc, I have to have it. It's breakfast at Tiffany on LaserDisc. Once again, it's hard for me to be in just a normal relationship. Now this relationship was normal. This movie right here, man, like I watched this movie about 2 months before I got into this wild relationship, and there's so many moments in Breathless that struck close to home. Okay. The breakdown I showed you earlier, that's out of here. It's for sale because I have a better looking copy. And this is a X-Rim from West Coast Video. on Church Street, San Francisco. I did not know that. I did not know that was an ex-rental. Bride of Frankenstein. Now this is a horror movie right here. Because she didn't ask for this, right? Wasn't she alive? And they went out to get a woman. I think they killed her and made her into Frankenstein's woman. We got another watch list. The bridge. Crossing the bridge, excuse me. Oh shit. Just now discovering this is a sealed copy. Stephen Baldwin. Another one of these wartime movies that definitely don't want to watch a wartime movie in the morning. The afternoon movie right here. Of all the LASERDISC on here, which one would I want the most? Well, there's actually two. Right here. Ewoks and Roadhouse. There's a whole list of LASERDISC on the back. Just gonna scan through it real quick, won't take too much time. I'll shout out the ones that jump out at me. Ewoks. Motel Hell. Invasion USA. The Grand Hotel. Or Grand Hotel, excuse me. Pumpkinhead. Spaceballs. So many I have, so many I don't want. This is on the chopping block. I'm sure there's people who want this. It's just nothing I'm really interested in watching again. I didn't like it when I was younger. I don't like it now. I know I don't. Sorry, I'm just taking a couple of these stickers off. I'll show you. All right. Bring me the head of Alfredo Garcia. Alfredo Garcia. It's a beautiful cover. It's just not my kind of movie. RKO Classic. Bringing up Baby. Baby is not a baby. Baby is a leopard. See? It's a leopard. Not a baby. It could be a baby leopard. I don't know. Put this in the category of LASERDISC. I did not know I had a bronze tail. I'm not a fan of the covers, but I am a fan of the movie. Disco Vision. Can't stand them. Cannot stand a Disco Vision. Like, why would you do this? You know, it's not... Alright. I didn't even realize this. I mean, I guess it's creative. You know what's wild about Disco Vision is that this is the original, this is the real image of the LASERDISC, right? And every single time with Disco Vision, they're able to do like this area of the cover art, right, is always visible. And it's just enough. It's just enough. I did not know this before, but this is a V right here. It's not just that it's peeling open, right? It's Disco Vision. Doy. Sorry, I didn't notice before. It's like they couldn't do a Disco Vision with this, right? Because it would just be like, unless they would like shrink the image so the Buddy Holly story could show up, but no. That's not going to be on Disco Vision. But they could have put this on Disco Vision. Disco Vision. Superstar. Superstar. Bugs Bunny Superstar. Great flick. Great freaking flick. Bugsy. Another great flick. Another great freaking flick. Bugsy Malone. This is one of those, us kids in the 80s. It's one of those movies that, as you get older, you're like, dude, there was this movie I saw where the kids were all gangsters and everything was kid-sized. The whole movie was a gangster movie, but it was just kids. I think I read up that Jodie Foster was almost like a second director for this movie. God, what, how old could she have been? 15? 16? You got Bullet. How many Tupac movies do I have? I have Juice, Poetic Justice, Bullet. I don't have Above the Rim. That was Bullet. This is Bullet. There's a difference. It's not the same. Got another Disco Vision. Bustin' Loose. Kill him. Kill him a lot. Buffy. I bought this purely on the cover, okay? I mean, how can you say no to that? Having a clue what Butcher Boy is about? I'm not in the mood to find out either. All right, let me get this one out the way. This was a gift to a friend who's no longer here, a girlfriend. It could have been like arrogant and pissed off, be like, get this out of my face, I don't want to see this. But I didn't, I kept it. We just were not friends anymore at that point in our lives. It was our second Christmas. I got this for her. First Christmas gift, this would have been fine. Second Christmas, she's looking for a diamond. And I had no intentions on going any further with her. Recently acquired. What's wild about this is I had just searched it on eBay maybe about 4 days prior and saw the price on it. And I was like, well, looks like I'll be watching my VHS until the end of time. A coworker, a young lady, wished me luck going into the weekend on LASERDISC hunting. Did you go to any of your record stores? Nah, I mean, I just paid rent, so I really, you can still go, you can still look. You know, you're right, I could go. You're absolutely right. I'll do a little window shopping. And that really was my intention, to window shop. And to get one LASERDISC, okay, that I had in mind already, which is 16 candles. It was still there. I got it. $5. But then, this record store is so awesome. He has new arrival LASERDISC. So I'm like, half-ass going through the new arrivals. Like, there ain't no, no. Boom. Biodome, right there. $5. Sorry, I don't mean to brag. I usually try not to brag about the price I get for a LASERDISC because, like I just said, on Biodome I think it's about $50 on eBay. I lucked out. And if you hit that road, you go out there, you go into the wild, you search for those LASERDISCs, you too will find less expensive LASERDISCs. Me personally, I do not get the same feeling when I go on eBay. But some people don't have an option. It's eBay or nothing. It's eBay or, you know, hope I can, you know, when I'm on a vacation in California, I can spin off from my wifey and go LASERDISC hunting. All right, if you guys remember, this is who Joe Biden was talking about when he was talking crap about popcorn not wearing what do you call it? A swimming cap in the water. He called Corn Pop Esther Williams. This is Esther Williams. I can understand why Corn Pop would have wanted to pull a blade on him. Talking shit. You call somebody Esther Williams in 2025, you might get your ass beat. We got Beverly Hills Ninja. We got Beat the Devil. Bogart. This poster is in the background on Poetic Justice, The Bear. This movie is so generic. From the best-selling author of Jaws and the Deep. But for like the trilogy, for trilogy's sake, you know, Jaws, the Deep, you gotta have the beast. I never been your beast, a burden. Your beast from 20,000 phantoms. There's 20,000 leagues under the sea, and then there's 20,000 phantoms. Had a lot of 20,000s back in the day. We're gonna get back to the bees, but you know, I kind of effed up. I really did. I had a stack of A's over here from last week, and I didn't go through them. So let me take a detour and go right back down A Street We got Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. Not the original. We got Altered States. Great flick. Great flick and flick. Look at the back. Amazon Women on the Moon. For you LASERDISC, you LASERDISC enthusiasts, you have to have this. You don't have to, just it's a plus. Amityville Horror. There's that darkness where you're playing with the dark arts, bringing this kind of stuff into your house. You really are. You're asking for it. Amongst Friends. Let me put this on the watch list. This is one of those LASERDISC and VHS that I'll watch like twice a year, every year, for the rest of my life. I was very happy when I got this on LASERDISC because I had been watching it on VHS for so long, and there's some movies that a VHS can't hold it. This is one of those. I know the CGI is terrible, but it brings me back to 1999-2000 era. An American Tale. I saw this when I was about, what is this, 1985? I can't tell. This came out in 91. I think the movie is from 85. My aunt took me to see this with my little cousin. He ain't little no more, obviously, but he was little back then. He doesn't remember this. But she took us to see a cartoon when I'd rather have saw like an actual movie. And this movie terrified me as a kid. It was a rainy day, rainy night, somewhere in the East Bay. I'm sure she thought that I would like this because it's a cartoon. But this movie it's the whole like lost in the city, lost in the big city thing. That's always effed me up, man. No matter what it is, no matter how old I get, any of those lost in the big city movies, they really screw me up, man. Like Lost in New York, Baby's Day Out, Big. I like this show right here, man. It's a girly girl show, but I like it. The Abyss. That's a terrible gatefold. I don't want to read all that shit. You could have just had an image of the liquid alien. The Abyss. We'll see what they did for their gatefold. That's better. Yeah, that's much better. The Accused. That's courtroom drama. Put on the watch list. I hate courtroom dramas. Put on the heap or keep list. Jesus. Come on, baby. These things are such a pain in the ass. Why? Why? For aesthetic purposes? Adam's rib. Looks boring. Watch list. / he can keep. Adam's family. This is the full screen. I do have the widescreen. Real ones know why we like the full screen for TVs like this. You know, black bars. No, I want the whole thing to be filled. So, LaserDisc full screen to give you that back in the day feeling. Yeah. You love it. Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Munchausen Syndrome. Great movie. This wouldn't be my only copy. I have another one floating around somewhere. The Criterion, that is. We love this for this. Not for this, but for this. Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod Crane. And Affair in Trinidad. This is part 2. The other one is Gilda, I think. Against All Odds. This is a pirate flick. You do a quadruple feature. This to Blackbeard, to Goonies, to George's Island. Against All Odds. I don't know anything about this movie. One day I'll watch it. Aladdin. Aladdin. See what I'm saying? Every time I see Aladdin, reminds me of being a young 12-year-old drawing. I used to draw. I learned how to draw by drawing Disney characters and Mad Magazine characters. And when I was like 12 to 13 years old, my entire room was filled with these characters. And I was a damn good artist. I don't draw anymore. I don't have the passion anymore. But when I was a child, yeah, I was a prodigy. My friends would come over and just be absolutely in awe of all the drawings. They never seen nothing like that. They never knew anybody like that. I didn't know anybody like that. I wanted to be somebody like that, so I became somebody like that. Alexander the Great. Not the grape, but the great. Alibaba. Double feature. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves and Arabian Nights. Alice in Wonderland. Not my only copy of Alice in Wonderland. I love this cover though. It's a diamond. It's diamond in the rough. It's basically the same cover, just a little bit more dazzling. Got Alien. I sold my Alien 3, which was a mistake. All About Eve, watching some film study class. You know, right when I think we're done, it just keeps on going. It just doesn't stop. I'm starting to understand, you know, like, I was said about, like, yo, my friends, well, when I was a kid, my friends would come over into my apartment, and they see all the posters or the drawings. I get that same thing happens, and I don't do it anymore, and I won't be doing it anymore. Where when I sold LaserDisc, I would invite people into Black Bastard Video, and they would actually be really stunned about the amount of LaserDisc I have and VHS tapes. It's like, how'd you get all this? It's like, I have no life. I mean, VHS video hunting is my life. I don't have nothing to do. If I don't hunt, I don't have nothing to do. This is it. You know? I wish I had other things to do. I just don't. I wouldn't know what to do if I had other things to do. That makes sense. That's all I know. Babes in Toyland. Babes in Toyland. These are my Christmas movies right here, man. Yep. Baby, it's you. And I'll be yours. This right here has been in my life since 1985. This right here. I've been holding this in my hands since 1985. I saw this movie in the theater in 1985. How many people on the planet Earth saw Back to the Future in the theaters in 1985? A lot of people have come and gone. Not everyone who saw Back to the Future in the theaters in 1985 are alive today. As we get further and further into time, there's less and less people who saw Back to the Future in the theaters in 1985. It's like the sinking of the Titanic. As it went further and further into time, there were less people who were on the Titanic who could tell you the story of the Titanic sinking until, like, the last person was, like, she was 7 years old on the Titanic. And she barely remembers. It's like me. I barely remember going to see this movie. I can't tell you what we did that day. I just remember being in the theaters, and what really stood out to me was in the parking lot when they tested in the mall parking lot when they did the first time travel. That's the one that really, like, I do remember that, watching that in theaters. Same with the Ghostbusters. I don't remember everything, you know. Maybe I remember the Marshmallow Man, but I remember Peter Venkman getting slimed. That I remember in the theaters. Same with the Gremlins. I don't remember everything, but I remember when the Gremlins were in the theater before it blew up. Yeah. So yeah. This is a personal artifact. It's just not an artifact like, oh man, dude, soundtrack to Back to the Future, you know? I just got it at a thrift store yesterday. No, this is a personal artifact of mine. And it's not even mine. It belongs to 3 people. It belongs to myself, my sister, and my mother. It's curated by me, protected by me. If anything happens to this vinyl record, you know, this can never, this has to die with us. You know, I can never sell this. I can never sell this. My mother purchased it back in 1985, and we enjoyed this for we probably listened to this record for like 10 years after. A lot of memories with this right here. This thing's 40 years old right here. 40 years old. With that being said, we got Back to the Future. This is not 40 years old. I missed this in the theaters. How could I be so foolish? Oh no, I saw this in theaters. So that's Back to the Future. This is Back to the Future widescreen. This is what I'm meant to say I missed in theaters. And I need to get this on full screen. Because the widescreen, if I'm not mistaken, like the widescreen is cutting off the top and bottom of the film. So you got to get the full screen to get the, not the full scope, but more image, you know. Yeah, I might have missed something. It might, you know, some part of the story might be untold by me not knowing what's going on at the top and the bottom of the movie. I did see this in theaters. I missed Back to the Future 2 in theaters. Don't ask me how. I was tripped out. But we went and saw this. I saw this movie without seeing part 2. Ain't that something? Got Bad Boys. We got Bad Boys. You know what else we have? I'll tell you what else we have. We got Bad Boys. Jesus. All right, we got 58 more to go as far as bees. Bad News Bears. The Bad News Bears. The Bad News Bears. Breaking Training. Great movie. I like the movie, but like I don't have kids, right? Because I was afraid I was going to end up like the coach, okay? With some kid always pissed off at me because I wasn't there. That trip is, I'm like Kelly. Pissed off at my dad because he wasn't there. Bad News Bears. Go to Japan. Great movie. Kelly's trying to get laid the whole movie. Got a lot of bads. Bad Lieutenant. This is not the unrated. This is the unrated. It's just not the Schoolie D version, right? I've tried twice. This is my second copy of Bad Lieutenant. And yeah, if I see another Bad Lieutenant out there, I'm going to gamble on it again. Until I finally see the damn film how it was intended to be seen. Because what happened is, with Bad Lieutenant, he didn't get the rights to use Significant Rapper, the beat for Kashmir, Led Zeppelin's Kashmir. So they for like, I don't know, a couple months, they sent out Bad Lieutenant with the original score. And then they had to, I don't know if they had to recall them or whatever, but they had to re-release Bad Lieutenant with a new score, just in that one scene. They say that having the Significant Rapper play at that scene makes that scene way different. We got the Bad Seed. Told you, a whole lot of bads. This is out of here. Yeah, Balls of Fire. I'm good. That's a heat. That's not even a watch list. That's just a pure end of the rainbow. There was nothing there. I had to get something. We got Bambi. This movie right here, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Stupid ass name, huh? Band of the Hand. What? It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. You can watch this. Don't like watch like do you know? Yeah, all right. You can watch if you want to like immerse yourself in Miami, 1980s. You can play Vice City. You can watch Miami Vice, Scarface, and just add Band of the Hand to that list, and you'll be living in the 1980s. Shout out to Mark, the video hunter of Ultimate Home Video. For, you know, if Mark was into LASERDISC when he saw this, he'd have it in his collection. But he was on the fence. I don't even know if he was on the fence about LASERDISC when he saw this. But I was like, yo, because I think he was out at Alamania, and he sent me he's like, yo, they got LASERDISC. He sent me a photo. And then all I saw was this. Okay? It was under a bunch of other LASERDISCs, and this is the only thing that was sticking out. And I knew exactly what that was. There's only one LASERDISC that has that unrated version at the bottom. And, yo, check that off my Holy Grail list. I was like, holy shit. I love this flick right here. Pure vibe. I love the cover. Super vibes. I love this cover right here way more than I love this cover. It's not the same. Okay, you know why? Because this shit right here. The other one is a work of art. All right, you know, I'm going to get this out of the way and watch this movie. It's got to be a good movie. Well, I won't be watching it on LASERDISC. I'll be watching it on VHS. Excellent movie. Excellent. Not just good. Excellent. All right. 30 more to go. Beavis and Butthead. There's VHS tapes on this LASERDISC. Chopping block. I have it just yeah, I'm a film aficionado. I have Ben-Hur. I'm not watching Ben-Hur. Ah! Ben-Hur. No. I'd rather watch Ben-Hur over. Alright. Bella Epoque. The Age of Beauty. Epoque. Love this movie. She gets her comeuppance. Bella du jour. Beauty of the day. Animation. The best of 21st tourney of animation. Best of the 21st tourney of animation. Sometimes it bees that way. Better off dead. Yo, I got one. This is the first one I have right here. And then this popped up and I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, could not believe it. It's like, it was just like very special that I was like, yeah, I'll be watching this for the rest of my life. I'll never have the second one. And then boom, like maybe three years later, I don't know. Wow, there she was. They say this dude right here, he kind of brought down the popularity of Betty Boop, like this little side dude, right? Because she doesn't have a boyfriend. She's got a dog friend, and it's like, is she effing a dog? Like it really kind of like twisted. They should have made the side homie actual dude, you know? It's one of those movies that yeah, I own it on LaserDisc. Excuse me, I own part 1 on VHS, part 2 on LaserDisc. But I still will not watch either of them because I want to watch them both on LaserDisc. I'm weird like that. I'll probably break that soon. We got the Bible. I feel bad by saying I don't want to watch this. I kind of don't want to watch it because I've seen it. We watched this in school. I'm sure of it. Put that over there with Ben-Hur. How can you just throw the Bible around like that? All right. 18 more to go. We got Big. We got The Big Boss. What a beautiful cover, huh? We got a lot of bigs. We got The Big Sleep. Said we got a lot of bigs. We got The Big Sleep. I said we got a lot of bigs, man. We got Big Wednesday. Bill and Ted's. Don't you love this? That whatever that 1990, early 90s stuff going on here. I love when VHS had that. Billionaire Boys Club. Here go my second Baron Munchausen. Oh, dude. All right, this is something cool. We got Baron Munchausen. It's a gatefold. No, it's not. What do you mean? It's gatefolding right now. Nah, it's trifolding. So awesome. So cool. Oh, my there, right? Hop his ass. Sometimes I feel like Baron Munchausen. Like, one day I'm old, I look old, I feel old, and then I just snap out of it. I just jump back into my young self, and I have the same energy I've always had. You know, that's the thing about when you're getting older, man. You can start steering into that, I'm tired, I'm just gonna relax and do nothing. It's just like, you didn't do that when you were a kid. You did not do that at 9 years old. You got up, got out. Why are you doing it now? You can literally feel yourself dying if you want. You know, when you were younger, you know, yeah, you might have gone to Jack in the Box, but you played football or something right after. You didn't just go to sleep. Maybe you did. I didn't. This LaserDisc going to be out of order. There's nothing I can do. You're out of order. I'm out of order. All these LaserDiscs are out of order. All right, we got Basic Instinct. We got Basic Instinct Director's Cut. Is there more Beaver? That's the question. Basketball Diaries. I've been him. I never did heroin, okay? Never did heroin, just a copious amount of marijuana. But I've been this guy. And I really am still this guy. My mom's been on the other side of that door, and I'm begging to be let in. Now, last LASERDISC, there was no need to even say anything. You know what it is. You know what it is, Jack. Batman Returns. Batman Forever. Batman Forever. This is missing a LASERDISC. Batman and Robin. Batman the movie. Batman the movie. Of the two, which one kicks more ass? The Japanese release or Batman? That's what I'll say. I'll say this cover art is better than this cover art. However, the back of the Japanese release is way better than the back of the American release. All right, so that's going to do it for all the B's. There's no more. Okay, one more. Batteries not included. Thanks for tuning in to the Black Bastard Video Podcast. Your host, Max Road, the Video Hunting Shark. Thanks for tuning in.